Hey everyone, this is an update, and yes, BTM scale modeling is having to move. It is what it is. It's been a pretty chaotic, if not difficult summer, and not difficult, but you know the challenges that have come up. You know, my wife's emergency surgery, and then trying to keep fighting and keeping the house, and that's what's not going to happen. So do not worry, we already have a place lined out. We have help, and so probably when I start putting videos up again, it'll be towards the end of September, 1st of October, because you guys know, anybody y'all move, it's like, oh my gosh, how did we get all this stuff? So a lot of packing, a lot of staging, and that. But just letting you guys know what's been going on and why I haven't posted videos like I said I was going to. That's kind of why. But when I do get set up and start setting up my new studio, I'm going to do a video just on that. Show you how I see things, how I do things. So I will be sharing that with you. That'll be the first video when I come back. So, yeah. But also, I'm going to add 3 sections to this video of the little work that I have been when I catch myself a few minutes doing. So here you're going to see all the painting on the Oogie Boogie and all that. It's 99% finished. All the painting, all the artwork, everything's done. Just waiting so I can make sure I do the right cutting and spacing for the gear shifter. Also, I'm starting into Star Wars again. I mean, I know I do everything, and I haven't built a Star Wars model for quite a while. So yes, I am working and starting on the Finescale Y-wing. So that'll be a separate video once all this gets done. And then doing the last of the video is going to be me just how I redoing the fiber optics and how I show lensing and all that. So I wanted to make sure you guys got some of what I've been able to get done and work with. So yay. But don't worry, guys. I will be back. Hopefully sooner. Hopefully more towards the middle of September, not closer to October. But we'll see how it goes. So with that, if you guys are new to my channel, click on the subscribe button, click on the bell, and you'll know when I upload a video. Also, if you have any questions about the other videos that I have on, or if you have questions, you're on a kit or doing something, please email me at bucktimore@gmail.com, and let's talk about it. Let's see if I can help, or you can help me, and go from there. Also, kind of the standard, hey, I like the thumbs up, hey Buck, okay, maybe, yeah, not so sure, but hey, it worked, and then just so please put that in the comment section. I answer within 12 to 24 hours. So with that, guys, I'm going to get back to packing. Let's go see what's happened the last 3 weeks. Well, hey everyone, welcome back. And it's a little later in the week. I took a couple of days off after I got done shipping out the USS Iwo Jima. And I did do some work yesterday, but a lot of it was sanding. But so let's get into it. So I told you guys that I did 3D printings for 2 clients. And here is Mr. Oogie Boogie, and I've already got it well sanded down and primered, and now I'm just starting to do, you know, my pre-shading. And Mr. Boogie will be ready to paint, and I'll walk you through that, guys. And then the race car, and yes, there's a lot of Bondo on it, and I had to cut these parts. I had to cut pieces away from the kit so I could actually get in and work on them. Not a bad overall design. I like it. It's very, very good. One thing I would say for the gentleman who did this, who designs it and everything, I would make this on its own, right here. These guys, where you know, everything runs on their own, and the same with the tail pieces. And as you see, I have to fix some of the tail, but I would have kept those separate, and definitely the interior cockpit, because this thing is there's a lot of detail in here and a lot of things that gotta get fixed, but the problem is when you put this all together, you have that to work with, and you have to get in here and clean things up. So I would make this one on its own, just these two parts, and then make the seat, every bit in, you know, the seat, all this stuff, the seat and all that, separate, so you can take care of them and then put them in. That would be a lot easier, I say. But that's me. So yes, like I said, lots of Bondo, lots of sanding. But I did want to share. You remember that nice little nail file tool I got, the drill, sander. It does definitely do some nice work here, and it goes slow enough that you don't really have to worry about it melting the plastic unless you hold it right on it. You know, if you stop in one section for too long. But this is what's helping me get these guys. Getting these guys smoothed out. So that's that. And then as I get other things, like I'm working on this, once I get this sanded down and taken care of where I need to, I will. I'm definitely going to reapply it. I'm definitely going to put it back on the kit so I can work on that seam line work and that. And the same with the cockpit and all that. But Mr. Boogie is going to be fun. I've been doing a lot of research into the film, and trying to get screenshots of his dice. Kind of got two ways I want to go with it, because I've looked at the screenshot, and this is basically, it's all pretty much wood red. And my lovely wife said I should make the face glow, but the problem is it's also red, but then it glows. So it's that dark wood red kind of looking wood red. So I got to figure that out. I'm working on that. So I've got that. Plus, I went to my hobby store in town, and I've got the Vallejo acrylic polyurethane. This is fluorescent, phosphorus fluorescent, and that's what I'm going to do to help make things glow. But I've got to start working on getting a plan with that, figuring out how I'm going to do that and which way. So that is where I am at right now with this. I'm not going to make you guys sit here and watch me sand, but when I go back in to start doing painting, of course. And then I'll show you as I get things sanded down how they look, how they come back out. Now, also, if I was cool enough, I would have a resin 3D printer. I've got the filament 3D printer, which I love. But for something like the car and stuff, I think I really want to go. I would like, and down the road, and to get a resin 3D printer. I've been looking at the Crealties and all those, but it is what it is. I'll get one down the road, but I gotta get back to work on these guys so I can get my clients happy, very happy. So, all right, guys, when I got more to share, I will turn the camera back on. Good morning. It's Saturday, and I know Saturday I do the bridge, but I took a couple of days off after I got done with the Ojima, so I wanted to get a good start on these my other client builds, the race car, and yes, Oogie Boogie. Yes, I've already started to paint, but what I did, I went back through, I looked at a lot of photos. There's a lot of great pictures out there of what people have done with the Oogie Boogie dice, but I went back to, to the show and tried to find as close as I could, and basically what I did is I took X7 red, and then I mixed in, my XF1 flat black until I got the color that I was happy with, as you can see. And right now I'm just finishing up getting a good base on so I can see how it's going to really look, but I'm really enjoying it right now, and let me kind of show you guys. So this will be my 4th overall pass, and again, guys, when you're doing it, just don't try to get everything done all at once again, and then try to make sure you got a place to hold. So I have to do this, and I'm not trying to make it solid. I want the pre-shading and the black that I did on this definitely show through a little bit, and as you can see, that's kind of just why I got my airbrush away, and I'm just letting it trying to keep it as far back as I can. I go back and I look, and if I see a couple of spots that I need to touch up a little bit, and then trying to move this thing around, but it's looking pretty darn good. And sometimes you just kind of have to sometimes turn it another direction so you can actually see if you got everything, especially on the bottoms. So once this dries and I'm happy with it, I'll seal it, and then I'll get working on the base part of it, but I still got more to do up here on the face and on the dice as it is. So there's the start of that. So let me get my airbrush cleaned out, and we'll come back and we'll go ahead and get started on Mr. Oogie Boogie. Alright, getting ready to go. Sorry about that. I'm going with XF49 khaki, and I'm at the very end of it, but I have enough to do this. So what I started with was the bottom, and as you can see, this is as close as I can get to what he looks like from the movie. So but again, guys, as you can see, I'm not trying to push the paint in. I just going to start letting it get where it needs to be for now. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to do it all at once either. So, and then just going in and spraying like so. Here, let me do this because it's kind of hard to see that. I know, and I apologize, guys. Let me do this. So, again, a lot of times, like I said, I just keep my airbrush away because I don't want to get too heavy right off and, ruin it. All the pre-shading and all that work that you do. Just want to, like I said, just keep it where you can just add the layers like so. And now this has got to dry a second, and I'll keep going. But as you can see, better seeing this way. So let me get Mr. Oogie Boogie done, and I will turn it back on when he is. And probably going to take at least 3, if not 4 passes to get Mr. Boogie the way I want him. So I will turn the camera back on when he's finished. To this part, anyway. Not the whole thing, but just, getting the body. Okay, guys, I'm just going to gently do this. It's airbrushing, so it's safe right now. It is safe to touch, but I just still, I'm being easy. But there he is. And let's see if I can do that. And there we go. So yay, getting close. So now I'm going to let it get a good couple of, good hour or two, make sure it's good and dry, and then I'm going to do a protective coat over both, and then that way I can go and start doing other things, which I will share with you when I do that. The race car is out in my garage for the sanding, and it's easier than trying to clean it all up in here. But that's going well, and I will start bringing stuff in as it gets done to share with you on that. But right today, I want to try to get as much done with Mr. Oogie Boogie as I can, because this, honestly, this should be just hopefully. I would like to say one-day build, but it's not going to be a one-day build. Because there's just, all the painting that still needs to go on and stuff with that. But, very happy so far. So, let me see what I can find to do in the meantime. I'll be back. Alright, guys, Mr. Oogie Boogie is dried enough, and I'm going in and doing a little bit more painting before I seal. Just start showing you guys. I wanted to start putting the black, and I want to see how it does, because with this, I'm hand brushing the black in, because for me, even if it doesn't look great, it's Mr. Oogie Boogie's dice. It's Halloween Town. Come on. So there will be touch-ups, but right now what I'm doing, like I said, I'm hand brushing in, and for me to be able to tell where his eye should be, I'm just going around the print where there's a recession. Like, so this is the top of the eye, and then you see that little bit of a recession in there. And same with this one, because this eye wasn't so big, but this one's like, not Mr. Yeah. So I'm just being very careful, and I'm just going in and using my eye, the best I, just to see that. And you guys know, if I don't have to hand brush painting, I won't. But sometimes you just have to, right guys? So, and then I just go in and just keep painting. Now, I know I was talking about the race car and going, for that one I'd love, next time I do it again, I'm going to definitely have a 3D resin printer to do it on. But the great thing about this filament printer is, especially with things like Mr. Boogie here, that texture, that roughness, some of that roughness it works out really good. And like I said, I can go in here and I'm going to touch up with what I used earlier, the khaki, just to touch up wherever I don't, because like I said, I haven't sprayed yet, so I haven't clear coated it yet, but I want to try to get some of this stuff done. So, and then again, like some of the things here, so this is like his mouth, and I don't want to do the whole thing, I just want to get onto the inside like so, and just give it that little bit. Okay, he does have a mouth right there. So again, this is your call, guys, and however you want to paint something, do it. Do what feels right to you, because you know what? You're the one building it. You're the one painting it. And that's all that matters. And then just trying to find that nice, especially when he's got a couple of these wormy guys right there, trying to find that spread, that spacing. So, and then once I get them sprayed, I'm going to go back and try to highlight these up a little bit more. So, yay! But, alright guys, well, let me get back at it. I don't think you want to watch me paint that black, but I'll share what it looks like when I get finished. Okay, showed you on Mr. Boogie. Like I said, I'm hand painting, and when going and working with something like this, normally I'd be like, okay, I can make a mask, but like I said, I thought the hand painting was a good idea here. So I'm just going to let me do it on one that I have the nose for. Okay. Let's do that first. So you see the nose, there's a bit of recess, it's back. What I am doing, the only thing I am doing is I am going in with my brush and just doing the bottom of it. As you can see, where it has that little, you're starting to see that lip rise. I don't know if you guys can see it, but to get that raised so that I can still get the beautifulness of the black and the red that I did without making it all black. I don't know how the best way to say it, but and then and if I need to, I will go back in and paint it some more, because I'm just trying to find that neutral, that best spot, I guess to say. Don't worry about that. But with the eyes, same thing. Now the first thing I do is I just start going around the perimeter, so I make sure I'm staying inside the eye, not up to the sides, inside, as you can see. And the perimeter helps me do that, so I can see exactly what it needs to be. And if I don't get it right there all the way the first time, when I go back to paint it and do some more painting, touch-up painting, I'll take care of that. But this is definitely one where an airbrush, not an air, but the hand brushing comes in great. So, again, all I'm doing is just the bottom area. And like I said, I'll go back and touch it up again. If if something doesn't seem right, I'll go in and make sure it looks good. Excuse me. Just kind of like so. Sometimes I have to hold this thing at very right or very good angle enough so I can see it. So I'm sorry if I take it out of camera on you guys. But, and this is flat paint. I'm not using any gloss. Sometimes with the lights it's like, but I'll do one more and then I will go back to doing it. Like I said, I can get a lot of the painting done here pretty quick. But again, you see that definite lip, that edge, and that's my guide. So, and And like I said, if I get too much up on it, you know, if I get too high, then I can go back and touch it up, because I still have. I made sure when I made the paint to do the dice, I made sure I had enough to do touch-ups as I go. That's definitely one thing that's been a lesson to learn when I mix up paints. You know, like I did here on the dice. Used to, I would forget to make sure I had enough mixed, because I'm like, oh no, I can take care of it. And then yeah, I didn't have enough, and then the problem with that was the next time I tried to make more, and sometimes it's very close, but a lot of times it's just not all the way right. Because when I mix paints, I go more by eye, and then actual measurements, hard measurements. I go with my eye. So, all right, well, I'm gonna get back at it, and I don't think you guys need to see me painting circles anymore. So I will come back when I have more to share. Okay, getting back to doing some more with Mr. Oogie Boogie. Got the dice done. Now I'm gonna go through and start doing the worms. And trust me, I was looking at pictures and stuff. So the best thing I can think of, just to give it enough character and give it that ooh feeling, is I'm going to use my color shifters from Vallejo. So the first one I'm doing is gold, yellow, burnt orange. And I'm not going to do them all in this color, trust me on that. I just want to start, just start getting an idea and then kind of go from there. But I like the color shifters because I was thinking, okay, well, I'll paint it white, or I'll do this and do other colors. But I think this is going to work out even better, the color shifting, because it's going to add a little bit more depth to the worms. And then I don't have to go, okay, well, I'm going to paint that, then I got to paint that, then I got to do a color like that. Sorry if I got out of camera, guys. But yeah, just something like that. Just get it going. Like I said, I'm not going to do them all. I got a lot of colors. Trust me on that. But I think I'm going... Sorry if I'm not right up on camera, guys. I am so sorry. It's kind of sitting back because that's kind of the way I look at it sometimes. I sit further back than I need to. But basically, I'm taking my fine painting brushes and I'm just going in and adding the color. So yay. Okay, let's see. Got to do a little bit more in here. Okay. And then the same thing with the base. I've already done all the arrows I did in my dark green tin. I did that for those, and then I was thinking the worms. Then like I said, I just got where I was like, okay, yeah, now I'm going to use my shifters. So again, and as you can see, there is definitely going to be some touch up later, but not bad. Not bad at all. But again, I kind of let the paint do what it needs to at first, especially when it's coming close to the edge. If I got a lot of paint on my brush, there's a reason, is I pulled it a little bit because I wanted to find its own direction down and then just stop. Well, it's easier said than done sometimes, but so just like so, and then I'll turn it as I need to add a little bit more and touch up the paint. And don't worry, like I said, I'm going to go back and touch up after I get all these guys dried and done. I'm going to go back and touch it up. So, but that's what I'm working right now, guys, is the worms of Oogie Boogie. And I'm using color shifters to do it. So, with that, I'm going to keep going at it, guys, and I'll come back and share when I have more. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. And I'm doing something now with Mr. Oogie Boogie. I've clear coated and I've done some touch-ups, and I'll probably still do touch-ups. But what I'm doing for it is I am going to be using this is a Vallejo polyurethane. This is for phosphorescent for to give it that little green hue, and then you can glow in the dark, you know, as you can tell. That's what I'm doing. And then I've diluted this down quite a bit and mixed it up. So basically with this one, all I am doing is I am making sure that I'm getting every bit that I want, trying to take care. The eyes I can help repaint if I need to, but trying to get a good grip here. Trying not to go over a lot of the effects of the paint that I've already done. Now, like the bugs and that, the worms, I'll go and touch up when I get done. And then, like with this, also I've had to, like I said, I've mixed quite a bit of it. And just basically that's all I'm doing, guys. And that's the thing, is this is the first time I have done this. So we will see it all together as it comes out. And try to turn him around there. And basically, yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, guys. And I wanted to share that with you. Try to give it that, not get over that, the burlap sack texture of him, but help him give that green eerie hue. So that's what I'm doing, guys. So I'm gonna keep going at it. And as far as the base is all clear coated now, I've repainted the bottom again. I'm gonna go back in and color those and get that done, and then finish up on Mr. Oogie Boogie and get them all put together so I can, you know, get the gear shifting knob ready. But so I wanted to share that, guys. So I'm back at it. Hey everybody, welcome to the next good sci-fi space build. Been doing a lot of Star Trek, you know, I'm still working on the bridge, did a lot of that. Thought, you know what, I love Star Wars too, so I went and looked and I said, you know what, I've never built a fine molds kit before, and I wanted to. So, very, very nice on the instructions. I mean, very, very good and clear, except, you know, this is all there, but you know, you flip through and it gives you the translation. But just kind of going through, we'll just walk through the parts, so, or we'll walk through the parts when I get done. But definitely awesome. I mean, after building the USS Iwo Jima and all those little parts, shouldn't be too big of a problem, huh? So don't lose you. So let's go through. And it's very good. It gives you the colors for the interior, like here, you know, very, very well. And then it starts going through and doing the build sections. Now, when I do go do this, there's some things I'm going to do different. I'm going to paint things separate. So like the engine bells, you know, where the thrust comes out, I want to do that separate. I want to build it, paint it separate, or paint it in stages as I need to, so I can get a better effect. Then I also have to look at making sure I can still get to certain parts before I, you know, put them on. I'll be painting all the piping separate, all these little pieces here. I'm going to definitely look through and I'll paint those a little bit different. But it definitely, before you put any of the piping on, you're going to have to get the body painted first. And then here is these guys. Now these I'll probably put on and keep it all together. Trying to do it all in one big paint, except for maybe the nose, and then go from there. But then, I mean, it's just detailed. It gets you right down in there. I mean, they didn't even spare. I mean, they did a lot of detail in the molding of this, and they put it into the instructions. I mean, wow. Okay. I mean, that's great. I mean, usually instructions you can see, and then it's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's the part number. But here I like they let you see. And I mean, just going through a lot of the piping. And then here is, you know, the R2 unit and the back, the landing gear and all that. So I have already come to how I'm thinking I'm going to paint this. And now, like I said, they showed you the inside to paint, but now here's the outside. And there's decals for all this big stuff, but I'm gonna probably do something different. The one I want to do is I'm gonna do gold 2. I think it's interesting to see this. I like it. It's different, and I get to play with blues, with the grays and the blacks. So that's where I'm gonna go with that. And then they definitely tell you, you know, down here they give you a good. Sorry, they give you the correspondence table. Let's just say that, okay? And from what I'm seeing, XF, XF, these are Tamiya's. And what I mean by that is, like, this is an XF82, but the Sandy Brown is they're combining XF15 and XF59. So I will have to find and see if I got those two. Sorry, just XF59. I got lots of paints. I just got to go through them, guys. I'm sorry. I was just trying to, but this is what they are. They are definitely Tamiya paints. This is what it's based on. And the only reason I can say that is because I can see the blends, you know, like this one, the intermediate blue has got XF2 plus FX18 plus AS19, which is a metallic. Let me see if I can. XF66. Alright, here. So this is X18. It's not XF, but it is, sorry, I was looking for, oh, XF18 is the flat black, or the flat semi-gloss of X18. But that's okay. I do a lot of just using my flat black. But, alright, rambling up there with the painting. So let's look at the parts, guys. There's only 3 trees, which is great, you know. And as you can see, I've already got these guys clean, and I went with a black primer, so I didn't have to go aggressive on my pre-shading, and then because it's going to make it easier for me to take care of and get that detail. But here's one part, sorry, and the cockpit, and then, I mean, just look at that. That's phenomenal. Look at the detail in this, guys. There's going to be so much fun doing this kit. And here is the body, the main body of it. So, yeah, not too shabby. Not too shabby. And I'm toying around if I'm going to light it or not. I haven't decided yet. So, I will think about that. But, move these. And so here is the decals and the clear piece, and then the things with the landing gear. These are for the landing gears, so you can add them or remove them. Because I have my my cutter. Sorry guys, I have that Cricut. There we go, Cricut. I'm gonna scan these in and see if I can create a mask with just these guys, so I can take care of that. But they even give the battle damage detail very good. I mean, it's just phenomenal. I mean, it's really cool. So, and more the fact that I just want these little bits that I can make sure to take care of. But it is there. So, yay! So that is going to be coming up now, and we'll get into some fun sci-fi build of Star Wars. So with that, guys, let me get things moved around, and I'll be back. Alright, so I'm going to start doing some of the pre-building, and I'm not going to make you guys watch me do it all, but if you are new to the channel and just getting into model building, just show you some of the things I use. And I bring that up because I was at my model store earlier this week, and there was a young airman in there, and his lovely wife wanted him. He was looking for a Blue Angels plane to build, and he asked me a whole bunch of questions like paints and airbrushing and this. So I talked with him for a while. So my wife said I need to do a video on the stuff I use and why, and I will. But first thing I want to show you is you can use an X-Acto knife to cut parts from a tree, and it's better on the very small parts. Like a good example. Well, you remember when I was doing the Iwo Jima that I had to cut a lot with the knife, and that's where it comes good at. But for most of a lot of these, I like my snips. And that's what I call them. And when you use your snips, always put the flat side against the kit so you can get as close as you can to getting that trimmed off. And just do this. And got these two. So, okay, there's the one. Now, when you get these all trimmed off, as you can see, there are some pieces you're going to have to take care of. Now, with like the Hobby Boss and the T.B.I kits and now the fine molds, where they inject it at, where they have this all tied down, it's cool because they leave enough. You know, you get it trimmed to the ship, but they're going to leave you enough to cut to get rid of that little bit. So those are fine. Okay, come over here. And like I said again, I just use my snips. Then I will not use you. Usually I cut them, but the next thing I do is I just go in and I just start getting them sanded smooth. And before I do that, let me show you why you need to sand that. So let me get this one cut off real quick. And la-da. Okay. Now, again, I'll just go and snip these off, if I can. Okay, got them as close as I can with my snips. Okay, not everything's gone. Now, when you go to put the parts together, you know, you always test fit first. But you see, without the sanding, what it's done is it's caused a gap. So you have to make sure you get those cleaned up. And see right there too, because I didn't do the backs. You see, so got to go in there and get those cleaned up, guys. So let's see, which one was I sanding on? I think it was you. So good thing again, just go, and I didn't even think about these when I started sanding. And sometimes you can go and get even a better. You use your X-Acto knife and just very carefully go in there and scrape it down. Don't try to scrape too much, because if you do, then it you'll gouge out, which you'll have to fix with putty later. But basically, this is a 320 grit sandpaper. Get it at Home Depot. And now I'm just going to go and get these sanded down. And you ask how far. When you are sanding, try to get where you feel smooth. And by smooth, you don't feel the bump or anything. And eyeball it. Just give it a good eyeball too. And then, like I said, I rub my finger with these, so I make sure I got everything sanded down. And like I said, the great thing, these were I had to cut those pieces off. This was on the inside. You know, it was out here, but 90% of it was on the inside. So which makes it really nice. Is I'm not going to mess up any of the detail on the outside. Like some kits, you'd have to sand down and then re-add detail. But okay, there is that one. And you definitely have to be careful on some, because there's small parts. But okay, just making sure here real quick. Okay. And again, just sand it. And you can say, when you do sand it, if you're happy, you know, test fit it before. Oh, it's good, it's sanded, I don't have to do any more. And then you put it together with glue, and you still got a gap. So make sure you're getting those down. And what I mean by test fitting, you think you got it down far enough? Put it together. Take a look. Because sometimes when you think you do, it isn't. I know I got that nice little tool, the nail file sander, or grind, you know, I love that thing. It's great on the parts. Okay, so now I have done a preliminary, I'm just going to check them now. Test fit. Okay, that looks good. That one looks good. That one's still got a little gap. You see that? Still a little gap there. And those are good. So I need to keep sanding down on that one a little bit and right here a little bit. Alright guys, so I'm going to get back to it. I'm not going to make you keep watching me sand. And I'll come back when I start putting parts together for pre-building. So I will return. Okay, well, I'm going to end the video till I start making them again. More sanding work's gotten done on the racer. I got a little bit more to do, and I know I didn't really talk much more on this one, but I will be definitely sharing. Also getting started on the Finescale Y-Wing, all the little fun that it is. And then Mr. Oogie Boogie. So, until I get back posting, please stay safe, have fun, and I'll see you back here in a few weeks.